best food.
I am smelling food.
But I don't want it.
But I don't want Welcome to a new vlog and welcome to my hissing coffee machine, which will not be quiet this morning. It is a very chilly Tuesday morning. I think we may even have had our first frost of the autumn season last night. It's clear blue skies, which often means that the temperatures drop so much at night. Really random fun fact to start the vlog. I read somewhere, might even have been that I heard it on Gardener's World. No, I read it in Gardener's World magazine, that the reason that the East Coast of America gets the most incredible fall colours, autumn colours, is because of the difference in temperature between the day and the night. So the bigger the increase, or the bigger the difference in the temperature between daytime and nighttime, the leaf colour gets more and more vivid. So that's why in Vermont and Connecticut and all the places that I was desperate to visit this year, but I think it's too late now, that's why apparently they get such beautiful foliage. It's looking pretty good around here, but it's no Vermont, that's for sure. Anyway, digression aside, today's vlog's going to be a little bit different because I wanted to do one focused on, I'm going to call it winter wellness, and if you guys enjoy this, then I might make it like a mini series on shorts. We've been doing Wellness Wednesday blog posts for, I think the whole year we've been doing Wellness Wednesday. Can't talk this morning, it's too early. We've been doing Wellness Wednesday blog posts for about a year now, and they are some of the most popular pages on my blog. Some of them might be a really nice recipe, whether it's my chaga chai recipe, it might be how to make the most delicious vegetable broth, it could be my thoughts on grounding. I've gone through a lot of kind of wellness trends this year, and I would say it's mostly nutrition, fitness, and also the more, I don't know what to call them, but the things like the grounding, like the mushrooms, not magic mushrooms, my nutritional mushrooms. Yeah, I think this year has been quite a year for me when it comes to discovering lots of those things. So I thought as we come towards the end of the year, it's not particularly festive, so it wouldn't really fit in a Vlogmas video, but I thought I would do a bit of a roundup of, I guess, my favourite things that I've done this year, the things that I think have made the biggest difference. And this is not the biggest difference to how I look, because yes, I put myself online and blah blah blah, but it's not that important to me how I look, it's more how I feel. It's definitely how I feel. If I feel strong, if I feel mentally good, my energy levels, that is so much more important to me, and that's why I wanted to call it like a wellness focus as opposed to fitness. But in my opinion, it all kind of ties in together. So if that piques your interest, then hopefully this is going to be a nice video for you. But otherwise, just have a little watch, because some of the things I'm going to chat about in this video are such teeny weeny tiny little adjustments that you can make, and they might make the biggest difference. They certainly have done it to me. So I don't actually normally start my day first thing in the morning with a coffee. I've mentioned before, one of the tiny little hacks that actually makes a big difference is waiting to have, it's painful, it's hard to do, but waiting about 90 minutes after you wake up before you have your first coffee, because the idea is that you actually wake your body up naturally, and that will give you better energy levels throughout the day, instead of artificially like, ooh, whack myself in the face, instead of artificially giving you that energy burst at the beginning of the day and then it falls. If you wake yourself up naturally, then your energy levels throughout the day are a lot better. But sometimes that is just not possible. I don't know if I was just cold in bed last night, or if it's the fact that I didn't go to bed at my normal bedtime, but I feel like I really needed a coffee to kick me off today. And gosh, we're already into tip number 2, but coffee later in the morning being one of them. My second tip is about keeping a regular bedtime, because keeping yourself on a regular circadian rhythm, it again really helps your energy levels, which affects your mood, it affects how you move in the day, how you engage with other people. So going to sleep and waking up at a very similar time, even on weekends, can do amazing things for your energy levels. But anyway, I'm gonna finish my coffee and then I'm going to get into the gym. Okay, my darlings, feeling a lot more alert now that I have finished my coffee and heading into the gym, popping on my Apple Watch, because today I'm going to be doing a Copilot workout, which I have briefly mentioned in a few vlogs lately, that I'm just absolutely loving my Copilot workouts lately, and I thought I would tell you a little bit more about them. Sorry, I'm out of breath because I just ran to change my camera battery. That's my warm-up for the day done. Copilot has come into my life at the most perfect time. So a little bit of a backtrack, you guys may remember that for the last 18 months we had Simon, a personal trainer that Charlie used to train with at Soho Farmhouse. He was head of fitness at Soho Farmhouse. Charlie had PT with him there, and then Simon decided to change jobs, and we asked him if he would come and train us at the house. And it was fantastic. We had Simon coming twice a week in the lead up to our wedding. And now Simon has actually moved to Germany. So we didn't have anyone coming to the house to train us. And for 2 weeks after Simon moved, I'm not gonna lie, my motivation to actually get into the gym and do a weights-based workout myself, the motivation was non-existent because there was no accountability. And I was thinking, what am I going to do? There was no one else locally that I thought could, we could approach to come and train us at the house. And anyway, long story short, you know how the universe just works in magical ways. I discovered Copilot, and Copilot is basically a one-on-one personal training session, but done via an app. So I've got the Copilot app on my phone, and I have a real person. My personal trainer is named Jill, and she's based in the US, so she's not physically here with me, but because she's a person and not just like a bit of software telling me to do a workout, there is that layer of accountability which actually makes me get into the gym. So let's rewind. A few months ago I had a call with Jill, we had a Zoom chat, and we discussed my current fitness routine, my fitness goals, my lifestyle, the kind of things that I wanted to do in the gym, and also what equipment I had available, how many times a week I wanted to work out, how long I wanted to work out for, etc, etc. We had a really lovely call, and also we just ended up chatting about everything from gardening to macaroni and cheese. We had a great chat. So on this call I let Jill know that in a dream world I would do a weights-based workout twice a week. I said to her that most of the time I will have access to my home gym, and I let her know what equipment we had. I said sometimes I will be training at either Soho Farmhouse or at Bamford, where they've obviously got a lot more equipment, but then I said sometimes I'm traveling for work, I might be in a hotel, I might not have any equipment. So it gave her an overall picture of our lifestyle. I said to her that it wasn't really about visual gains, it was about building muscle for like long-term health, longevity, and feeling better. And I was also explaining to her that just having the accountability of a human keeping me on track with my workouts was going to be really great for me, and I think that is what is so fantastic about Copilot. Most days will begin with some form of workout. I'm quite into a lot of like wellness things, like wild swimming.
If you could cook one meal for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Mac and cheese, definitely.
I'm very excited to be your coach. You and I are going to work together very closely. We'll communicate as often as daily, and that's what I think is great about Copilot, is it truly is like You pick up your app when you're ready to get your workout done, you hit start. So let's jump into what your goals are.
So fitness goals, so as I mentioned, I had the personal trainer who was amazing, and we had him come to the house twice a week for just over a year. And to be honest, I would have continued with him had he not moved to Germany, but it was great timing wise because also Charlie and I got married in summer, so it was great to get really fit for the wedding. And the things that I did with him were things that I wouldn't necessarily have the confidence to do by myself. So it was mostly weight training, and that's something that without Copilot's help I wouldn't really have the motivation to do by myself.
I think that strength training is such an empowering form of fitness. So with strength training, do you have a specific goal in mind?
I'm aware of how good it is for the human body to focus on strength training, so it's more from like a longevity and health point of view than a visual point of view, but then if I look better, then that's like a great result as well.
You mentioned earlier that like motivation was something that you might need with and the benefit of having a personal trainer in your pocket.
Well, let's just say that since Simon moved to Germany 3 weeks ago, I've not done any weight training. So definitely the motivation without having someone keeping me accountable is a big thing. And I think it's so easy for me, being also a workaholic, it's very easy for me to say, okay, well, shall I do an hour weight training? Well, no one's going to tell me off if I don't, so I'll just do an hour of extra work.
I've been there. We're all human. We've all been there. I'm sure you're missing the strength training a little bit though.
Yeah, and I can like even see it definition wise. I'm like, oh, when my arms don't look that toned anymore, my legs don't look that toned anymore, so I'm really noticing it.
Yeah, well, the good thing is it can take a while, up to 6 weeks, for our muscles to actually start breaking down and genuinely losing strength. So although you might feel like you're looking a little bit different, your body will bounce back super quick. You'll probably feel right where you left off in like a week or two after picking it back up. I want to make sure that this is a habit that is truly just a part of your lifestyle. Yeah, why don't we start this weekend?
So yeah, basically after that call, Jill created a workout routine for me, which is available for me to view and show you on my Copilot app. I'm really so beyond excited to be actually working with Copilot now, which is always a dream because I've been using and loving doing my Copilot workouts for a couple of months now. And they've actually offered 14-day free trial to you guys. They've shared a QR code if you want to do it that way, which is super easy, or I will leave a link down below to try it out. So a little brief introduction before we head into the gym. This is my Copilot app. I can see by this little weight emoji on today's day, which is Tuesday, that today is a workout day, and if I tap down here I can actually see what today's workout is going to be. There's something coming up on the chat box, so Jill has actually sent me a message. Basically I send her videos of my form if I'm working out from home, because you're not allowed to film in Soho or Bamford gyms, but I send her videos of my form and then she sends me feedback videos, which is so useful. But anyway, back to today. So initially I can see the equipment that I'm going to need: barbell, a cardio machine, we've got a rowing machine, and dumbbells, and I can see what we're going to be doing. I can also see what weights we're going to be using, so I'll set up my barbell with the weights before we start the workout. Now, when we had our initial chat, I said to Jill that when I was training with Simon, it was like a 45 to 50 minute workout and warm up and cool down. The workouts that Jill has designed for me are 40 minutes. However, I would say it often takes me closer to an hour because instead of having a personal trainer with me, like sorting out all the weights and putting stuff back, I'm obviously doing that. But 40 minutes, including stretching, is just achievable for me. I think if I knew that I had like an hour worth of programming ahead of me, I might not be quite so tempted. It might just be too big. But the fact that I can get into the gym, do a 40-minute workout and be done is fantastic. But the number one thing that has been a game changer for me, that makes Copilot different to any like fitness app, is the human element. The fact that Jill is literally designing these workouts for me. She's waiting on these videos to see my form. She can actually see how I've been performing with the data from my Apple Watch. This is the reason why I got the Apple Watch. You can do the workouts without them, but I would so highly recommend getting an Apple Watch, because then your trainer, well, I'm going to show you a lot of the details of how the Apple Watch improves the workout when we go down to the gym in a second. But okay, so for example, not last week but the week before, it was a really busy week and I was like, oh my goodness, I don't know if I can do my 2 workouts this week. And I messaged Jill and I was like, I'm gonna have to shift it, I'm gonna have to do Wednesday and Friday instead of Tuesday and Thursday. And obviously she's never making me feel bad for not doing a workout, but she was like, Josie, you're gonna feel great if you do this workout, you're gonna feel better. And I didn't want to let her down. Like, I don't like letting anyone down, so the fact that she's there just keeps me on track and gives me the accountability that I need. So yeah, whether you've got a gym at home or whether you want to do bodyweight workouts, if you just need that little bit of extra motivation to get you to actually do your workouts, because for me, movement at the beginning of the day gives me so much more energy, makes me feel so much better, and having these 2 sessions a week is exactly what I need. So if you're training for something, maybe a wedding, and perhaps having a full-on personal trainer is too expensive or something that you just don't want to commit to, then give this a try. It's so much more affordable. And if you want to, you can change your actual your trainer whenever you want. But they're all fantastic, so I feel like you probably wouldn't need to do that. But anyway, let's go down to the gym and start today's workout. I really look forward to the workouts, which is quite a game-changing thing as well, because they're manageable. And I'm already seeing progress as well. I'll explain all of that afterwards, because if I don't get into the gym soon, then the day is going to be cracking on too much. So without further ado, let's get going. My gorgeous sunny commute to the gym this morning. If every winter day could be like this, I think I might be more of a winter person, but they're few and far between. So much easier to get up and about when it's a glorious day. So one of the first things that Charlie and I renovated when we moved house was turning this little carport into our gym. I feel so grateful to have this here. But oh my, it is chilly in here. Sometimes the door actually freezes over. Okay, my darlings, here we are in the gym. All I've got with me is my water bottle, camera. Today we've got a tripod because I thought that would make the angles a bit better. And I've got my Copilot workout on my phone. So as I briefly showed you in the house, you can have a little scan through of today's workout. And what I always do to begin with is I just have a little flick through to make sure that all the equipment that I need is set up. So today, Jill has got me doing a warm-up on the rowing machine, which is great because it's so cold in here and I cannot wait to do a warm-up. And the first thing that we're doing on the weights area is barbell deadlifts, 35 kilograms. Our bar is 20. Our weight holder-honorers are 2.5 each, so 5 in total. So I've put 2 5-kilogram weights on it to make it 35. There's a little note here saying that she would like a form video, send hips back, spine flat, core tight, lift through the glutes. And the amazing thing about when I press go is that I actually hear Jill giving me the instructions as I'm doing the workout. So she'll tell me all of those things as I'm doing it. It's all preloaded. Jill is not like physically there, like watching me at the same time. I think she's probably still asleep right now because I think she's in Philadelphia. Yeah, but it's just like the best use of technology. It's so clever, and that's why also having the Apple Watch is amazing. So for example, on Thursday last week, one of the final exercises that I was doing on the workout was these like toe taps, and I must have been doing them too quickly, and there must be some sensor in the Apple Watch that can obviously sense your speed, because I heard Jill saying slow down, and then a few seconds later it was looking good. So she can actually preload up the technology to give me feedback even though she's not here at this exact time. It's just so clever. And sometimes if I'm doing weights and I'm meant to be doing 8 and I get to 6 and I slow down, I hear words of encouragement from her. So it's as close to having someone physically with you without doing like a Zoom with them, because sometimes I feel like having a Zoom with a personal trainer, which I know some people do, it's very like you've got to be there at 7:30 on the dot, and sometimes I take a little bit longer in the morning. Sometimes my coffee keeps me going until I'm not in here till 7:45 or whatever. The important thing is that I do it on the day, but if I need to switch my days around, I can just message Jill and she sorts it all out on the app. You can bump a workout back a day, you can bring it forward a day. Yeah, so okay, first thing that we're doing is moderate pace row for 3 minutes, 2 sets of this. So I'm going to click start workout on my phone, and then it connects to the Apple Watch. It's funny because this is literally all I'm using my Apple Watch for at the moment. I need to get better at doing different things on the Apple Watch. Okay.
Up first is 3 minutes of rowing. Press start to begin. Modern pace row.
So my Apple Watch and the phone are now connected. I can see a video of someone showing me the workout, just in case I didn't know the correct form to use. So without further ado, let's get started with today's workout. Go! So we are halfway through the warm-up. Usually I connect my phone to the big speaker, but today for some reason it's not working. Technology is not in my favor. But as you may have heard a second ago, I do get time prompts from Jill as well. So it's literally like she's here with me. When I'm rowing, it's 60 seconds left, 30 seconds left, 10 seconds left. And let me tell you, I am like praying for those time notifications when I'm doing things like the plank. Anyway, that's my rest period done. I'm back on the rowing machine for one more round for the warm-up. And of course, if you have got the Apple Watch, you can click start, pause, reset, whatever on the watch, so you don't have to keep going up to your phone. So if we listen in a second, she's going to tell me when to start. Don't know if you'll be able to hear it though. The speakers started working again, which is great, and we are on to the next part of the warm-up.
That's time. Up next is 30 seconds of weight.
So I can hear Jill's voice coming through the speaker and also feel the vibrations on my watch when it's time to get going again.
10 seconds left.
Next is 8 reps of barbell deadlift with 35 kilograms.
Send form video. Send hips back, spine flat, core tight.
Yay! Let's do it. Okay, that was my first round of barbell deadlifts. I'm going to take my jumper off and film the next round for her. So when I finish a set of these, I can click the, let's go around here. I can click the little tick on there and I can give her some feedback. So did I not finish them? I could have done 0 to 2 more. And then I've got all the info, can you see, on my Apple Watch here for the next workout, which is dumbbell upright rows. Sorry, getting a little bit out of breath now. For that set, I filmed it and I'll be sending this video to Jill. I always like to watch it back so also I can see my own form. So maybe my head could go down a little bit so that my spine is a little bit more straight. But Jill has sent me some form notes on this before, so I'm trying to remember everything that she said. But otherwise, it looks good. And then the barbell rows, the other workout that I'm doing in this set. This is actually the first time I've done those on Copilot, so it's really useful to have a little guidance video just to make sure that I'm doing it correctly.
Up next is 10 reps of dumbbell upright row with 5 kilograms in each hand. Elbows high, shoulders rolled back and down.
Okay, my darlings, we have reached the end of the workout. There are a few new movements in there today, which I hadn't done before. Last week, I did hit a few personal bests. So Jill has obviously swapped in some new exercises because you don't want to just keep doing the same thing every time. Now, if I check my phone, I have just finished doing my stretches as well, and these are all timed on the app too. So the next thing that I'll do is when I'm making my breakfast inside, I will send Jill my form videos. She can let me know if anything needs to be done differently. And I also wear my Apple Watch when I do my other workouts during the week, such as my Pilates, which I do 2 or 3 mornings a week. And Jill can see, just to give a little bit of overall context, the other movement things that I have been doing, which is just useful for her to know. So for example, today I will give her some feedback on today's workout. So I get this screen at the end of the session, always 5-star. Okay, so I'm just gonna let her know on superset 2, I did 5.7 kg because of sore arms from Pilates. Love it. Okay, submit.
Enjoy the rest of your day.
Thanks, Jill, you too. So I can also see, if you love to see your analytics, you can see your heart rate throughout the workout. You can see the individual muscles that you've used throughout the workout. If you want to like gamify it, there are different levels, different points that you can get. You can also, if you want to, take photos and track your visual progress. As I said, to me, that's not a motivator, so I actually haven't done that bit. So I'm going to send that to Jill and she will give me some feedback later on in the day. It's amazing how quickly I get cold again when I stop moving. It's so freezing in here. So now, my darlings, let's head into the kitchen and I'm going to make a delicious post-workout breakfast. Garden to see if there's any greenery I can add to my breakfast. I'm going to just grab a little bit of this purple kale. I say greenery and then I grab something purple. It won't be long until we come to the end of the season of picking things from the garden, but I'm making the most of it. That is plenty to go in this morning's omelette, purple kale and some cavolo nero. I also didn't show you, but of course I've been wearing my barefoot shoes to do my workouts. They're really fantastic when you're weightlifting because you don't have a sturdy sole, so it really encourages your foot to kind of grip the ground a little bit more, which is fantastic when you're doing weights. I think I have written a blog post, a Wellness Wednesday blog post, on why I'm loving barefoot shoes. Like, if you can see, the sole is just so much more flexible. So it's great for foot strength and mobility. So yeah, that's what I've been using while I do my workouts. So now that I'm back in the kitchen, the first thing I'm going to do before I prepare my omelette is stick the kale in the Argus. So just in a roasting tray, a little bit of olive oil and a sprinkling of salt. And this is just going to go delicious and crispy. Okay, so I'm gonna make a nice omelette. It's gonna be a cheese and cavolo nero omelette. I'm starting off with a little bit of butter in the pan. And I'm using my Our Place little mini always pan. They are so useful. 2 eggs. I have got some Gruyere cheese from the Cotswold Cheese Company, which is just the best. Gruyere is nutty and it makes everything stringy. Oh my goodness, it's just so good. I definitely don't go light on the cheese because it adds so much flavour. And then just my 2 little Cavolo Neros, not too much. And I'm just going to use the scissors that I used to cut them, to snip it into little bite-sized bits, and a pinch of salt. And then I just pop the lid on so that the top bit gets nice and crispy as well. As soon as my omelette is on the hob, I just give my kale a little flip over. I've already done it, just so that it goes nice and crispy on both sides, and then back in the agar for a few minutes. Okay, so normally my routine while I'm at this stage, waiting for my omelette, yes, to cook a little bit more, this is when I will send Jill, my Copilot PT, I'll send her my form video. Oh, I got a notification. I've completed a habit. That's good. So this is my little chat that I've got with Jill. So I'm just adding the video. It takes just a few moments to compress the video down and send it over to her. And then later on today, she'll get back to me with some feedback, which is super useful. Okay, as easy as that. I'm gonna pop the cheese and the butter back in the fridge. And this is, by the way, my favorite post-workout breakfast. You get a little bit of protein from the eggs, but like real protein, not protein powder, which I always think is a little bit better. Dexter's looking at me like, Mom, you're not a nutritionist. Stop going on about your food. But I'm just sharing what I personally find works well for me. Don't give me that look, Senor Saucisson. And then I will, here it is, loving having you guys on a tripod today. Yeah, and then I will have a little fruit smoothie afterwards. And I now realize fruit smoothies, you know, is a sugar spike, but they're delicious. And I don't like eating solid fruit. So for me, that's like the only way really that I get fruit. And I'll put nuts and seeds in it. I don't know if the fibre still counts because it's blended, possibly not. Ooh, this is gonna be such a yummy omelette. But yeah, it's like a dessert for my breakfast, and it keeps me full until beyond lunchtime, to be honest. Crispy, crunchy kale. And my cheesy Cavolo Nero omelette. So this is a typical post-workout breakfast for me. It's really quick and easy to make, and normally I'll just have it either after my shower or straight away after a workout. It's got some plant in there, it's got some protein in there, some cheese for yumminess, and as I mentioned, this will keep me full for a really long time. It's also a savoury breakfast, so the glucose goddess would be very happy. One of the best things you can do for long-term health as well as movement is managing your blood sugar spikes, and something that you can do to flatten them is ensure you start your day with a savoury breakfast. Obviously, I've already had an oat milk latte, so that's given me a little bit of a spike, but the movement that I've done in the gym is going to help to reduce that. The reason why you want to reduce your blood sugar spikes is to reduce the inflammation levels in your body, which is better for overall longevity and health. I just think it's good to be aware of these little hacks and things that you can do, whether you put them into practice or not. It might just encourage you to make a tiny change, but a tiny change that you do every single day can have a really big impact. My mouth is watering because I know how much Gruyere cheese is in this. So I'm gonna eat this and then we'll get on with the rest of our day. Not sure if you guys will be able to see this in the awful lighting, but I just want to show you another very useful thing about the Apple Watch. I actually get notifications on it, and I've just seen, oh, it's disappeared, but I have got a little note here from Jill, Coach Jill, obsessed with all your gym outfits. Your squats are perfect. I love that you're keeping the weight loaded throughout your feet. Just make sure that you also keep the big toe down for even support. You've got a neutral spine and an amazing rhythm as well. That's amazing. So I'm able to get my feedback from Jill straight onto the Apple Watch. Love that. Oh, I feel like my camera's very zoomed in. So I'm just en route. Let's turn the engine off actually, because I'm going to be sat here for a few minutes because someone on our lane is getting their fuel delivered, which always takes 5 minutes, and there is no way I'm going to get around that fuel delivery lorry. Anyway, so I am en route in a minute to Bamford. Not for a workout, I'm not doing a double shift today, but we've actually got a meeting with Ocean Bottle, my bottles that I absolutely love, so we're working with them over the Christmas period. By the time you watch this, they might have launched a cyber sale, who knows? But yeah, our favourite bottles for workouts and for general life. The head of marketing actually lives locally, so we're going to catch up for lunch at Bamford, which is really nice. And then it's a nice day of social things actually later on, because then a lady that works for Claverton Cloche is actually popping over this afternoon to drop off some of the gorgeous new hexagonal cloches, and I'm going to give her a little tour of the kitchen garden. We're going to have a little catch up, so that'll be lovely. And then I've actually got a call with YouTube later today as well, so yeah, a very social day. Anyway, I'm just going to go and investigate why this fuel lorry is not moving, and then it's time to head to our meetings. I am so impressed with their reversing skills. Hello again, my darlings. Back home from our meeting. It was wonderful. Had a spot of lunch at the club as well. Now, I unusually have got an afternoon full of calls and meetings and things, but excuse Dexy making groaning noise in the background. But before my next appointment, which is actually delivery of the Claverton cloches, I'm gonna whiz together my beauty ball recipe. Now, my beauty balls or energy balls, I put these on the blog about 7 years ago, and I still go back to the same blog post year after year. It's mostly dates and nuts and a few other things to make them taste a little bit different every time. You can roll them in desiccated coconut if you like that. You could roll them in like a cacao powder if you want them to be extra chocolatey. And I find that these are just really nice things to have in the fridge or in the cupboard for that time. To be honest, I don't snack that much actually. I eat a lot at meal times, and I find that I don't normally need a snack, but sometimes you just need a little pick-me-up. It's really nice with your afternoon coffee. And because of the cacao in them, and I'm currently, this is probably a little bit different from my blog post because I have made a few little tweaks, different products that I'm using. I should amend it actually. I'm going to add that to my mental to-do list. I'm using the cacao and collagen from Ancient and Brave at the moment. And cacao is quite a strong flavour, and I feel like you only need a little bit and then your sweet tooth has been satisfied. So that is the thing that makes it delish. Dates, nuts, hazelnuts, pistachio, almonds, and I like to put in some goji berries and seeds. If you do follow Tim Spector, I'm not going to go into all of that in today's video because it's just information overload, but one of the main things that he talks about is increasing the diversity of the plants that you eat, with the aim to eat 30 in a week. This is to give a really good diverse amount of food to your gut microbes, and your gut, when it's happy, affects everything: your mood, your energy, literally if you feel happy, if you feel sad, how you sleep, your immunity, everything. So looking after your gut is super important. And these energy balls, if I put like 10 different seeds in, that's 10 of my plants for the week already. And we've already had kale and cavolo nero in my breakfast. I had red curry squash, K-U-R-I, in my risotto today, and I'm sure there were loads of other delicious things. And then if you make your morning smoothie with fruit, then you've got loads of other good things in there as well. So yeah, something else that I've just got here because it's on the topic of wellness are my supplements. You guys know I am obsessed with Wild Nutrition. They are the only supplement brand that I take because they are food grown, which means that our body actually understands the ingredients within them. No nasty chemically filler ingredients that just give you an expensive wee. And they just work really well for me. Everyone has different requirements when it comes to supplements. They do offer a free 15-minute consultation. I personally don't eat fish and my diet is not as diverse as I would like it to be, so I have a multi-nutrient, omega and vitamin D. So really, really important to keep on top of your supplements at this time of year. And I would definitely recommend proper kind of capsule supplements over gummies. I know Wild Nutrition do make a gummy and I'm sure theirs is fabulous, but I do sometimes pop into like Holland and Barrett and look at the supplements that they have there, and there's so many yummy looking like jelly omega, no, not jelly omegas because that'd be gross, but like a jelly strawberry multivitamin. If you look at the ingredients, often with these little jellies, the first ingredient is sugar, which is not good. So anyway, I'm going to take my capsules, I'm going to waz all my beauty ball, energy ball ingredients into the blender. At some point during this process, Beth from Clapperton Cloche will arrive, so I will have to continue this later after my calls, by which point it will be dark, I'm sure. But yeah, let's get started, and I'll leave my energy ball very old blog post linked down below so you can have a little look if you want a laugh, because quite frankly, it will be comical. Ooh, I've had a video back from Jill, my Copilot PT.
Thank you for your videos, super helpful. Your squats look amazing. I really don't have much to say about them.
Yay! I won't play the whole video, but it's just so sweet. So when she wakes up, when she's up and about, she sends me a video giving her feedback on my workouts. If I've left any notes about the workout, so for example today I let her know that my arms were sore, she'll probably give me some tips about that. And you know what, I should probably get my aero gun out as well and give my muscles a little bit of a massage later. But I just love the fact that she's a real person and we have a real life chat. Yeah. Oh, hi Jill. The thumb mixes in the washing machine. I'm gonna have to do this later. Please excuse the absolute mess in the kitchen behind me. Charlie tidies up as he cooks, but I just get so carried away in the cooking. I'm not such a good multitasker when it comes to cooking, so I will save that for afterwards. It's not a looker, so I'm not going to give you a close-up, but we've got pasta with toasted chestnut broccoli, toasted hazelnuts, and a little bit of cream and a little bit of Gruyere cheese, because cheese makes everything better. We're watching Anatomy of a Scandal on Netflix, so that's the plan for the evening. But we had a really lovely afternoon. We spent a couple of hours with Beth and Yanis, and I didn't realise that Clapperton Cloche is actually their company. So we had so much in common with them. We were talking about how they just don't make things like they used to, except for Clapperton Cloche, which is just, you know, such a gorgeous brand, and we adore having their cloches that we purchased a couple of years ago in the garden, and they very kindly bought us a few of their new octagonal designs, which cannot wait to play around in the garden probably at the weekend. But anyway, gonna dig into my dinner and I'll catch up with you probably tomorrow. Good morning, my darlings. It is now Wednesday morning. Today is a London day. It's a busy day. It's pouring with rain, so I'm dashing between meetings in a taxi. Just this one, because it's pouring and I'm running a little bit late actually for my lunch event. But other than this journey, I'm dashing about from A to B, walking, getting my steps in. Something else that I like to do on a kind of fitness wellness basis is just move my body as much as possible, and I try to just, like, you know, take the steps instead of the elevator and things like that, and all those little things I think really add up. I was also listening to a podcast as I was walking from Marylebone Station to the Beauty Pie head office where my first meeting was of the day, and it was called the Cozy Christmas Podcast, and she was talking about healthy New Year's habits, and she mentioned the Couch to 5K app. I think it's an app, or like the Couch to 5K community, and the idea behind that. And do you remember, over a year ago I said I was going to do it. I've never been a runner in my entire life. Sorry, I've got some fluff in my eyelashes. Never been a runner, but I remember declaring on YouTube I was going to do Couch to 5K. Do you know how many runs I did? 0. I did none. And when I compare that to my Copilot commitment, it just proves to me that personally I need a human telling me and keeping me accountable, and not just an app. So yeah, it just made me chuckle when she was talking about it. I was like, ha, I was meant to be doing that. Clearly did not. But anyway, yeah, so today started with an event, meeting event, show and tell of the Beauty Pie Christmas launches, which I'm so excited to share with you. I will probably have a little section on the blog sharing all of my favorites, and very excitingly I've got a Beauty Pie hoodie and cap as little merch goodies in my goodie bag, which I'm very thrilled about. It's going to be perfect for wearing Pilates. And I'm now heading to a luncheon with Clé de Peau Skincare to see their Christmas collection, but I'm really running late, which is very embarrassing. I hate being late for lunches, especially because I think it's a fairly intimate room, so I'm hoping that this traffic is going to disappear. Look at this sensational space that we have got for our luncheon. We're going to celebrate the Clé de Peau festive collection, which always looks gorgeous.
So the restaurant, in terms of the project, this is the most expensive restaurant in the world. Our initial budget was around 75 million.
As in to build it?
Yes.
Most expensive build.
Yes. let's just clarify. Yes, in terms of the project.
Okay.
And we added a couple extra pieces of art, we changed a few things, and now we're roughly around 85 million-ish. So
wow.
We are way out there. The group is Caprice Holdings. You probably are familiar. Sexy Fish, Balthazar, Daphne's, Jay Shiki. So it's quite a large group. Scott's Richmond. And Mr. Richard Carey, the owner, also owns the Burley Clubs, Annabelle, George, Mark's, Harry's Bar, and the Hydrafacial.
A bone-on veal and a saffron rice. Oh, and a roasted cauliflower. So many delicious goodies. Cameras at the ready. Oh my god, this is hilarious. It's like a Christmas pudding. Oh wow. There's more. Gorgeous. Amazing. Go for it. And there we go. The dramatic crack. We're ready. I love the drama. Oh, that little sound effect in the background. So after a glorious luncheon, this is my final stop for the day. I do love a Hydrafacial. As I always say, they're not like a relaxing, pampering facial, but they sure do clean your skin, and I personally find that quite relaxing, and I love to see all the gunk that comes out of my skin afterwards. I did grab another of the Genki matches. I know last time I said that they weren't the best, but I thought I would try the, oh, so loud. I thought I would try the lavender and CBD, so I should report back. But for now, 40 minutes in the chair, let's clean my skin. Hello, my darlings, good evening. You join me at 10 to 7 in the car in, ooh, we're moving, the traffic jam to get out of my train station. It feels like I'm really late getting home because it's been dark for so long, but actually this is just the regular rush hour train, and there's always a queue to get out of the station. So I had a glorious Hydrafacial and managed to get the 5:37 train. I don't know why I'm updating you on my commute this evening, but before I got on the train, I nipped into Buns from Home, and normally they're all sold out by the time I walk past Buns from Home on Baker Street. But they actually had some tiramisu flavour, cardamom flavour and chocolate hazelnut flavour left, so I have picked some up, particularly some for Charlie. The tiramisu one is his absolute favourite because he's not feeling 100% at the moment, so hopefully that will cheer him up. But yes, my skin is feeling great, very clean. I didn't actually look at my, they call it the gunky junky, the bit where all your blackheads like float around in the solution. I didn't actually look at it this time, but I feel like she got a lot out. She did a lot of the like peel solution and then did the extraction, so I feel like when I have a close inspection at home, my skin is going to be really, really clear. Lunch today, oh my gosh, was absolutely sensational. Bacchanalia, I think that's how you pronounce it. Yeah, it's very elevated Greek food. There was saffron risotto, there was veal, there was roasted cauliflower, there was so much pudding. Oh my gosh, polenta chips. It was absolutely delicious, and I really cannot wait to have a look in my Clé de Peau goodie bag when I get home. But I didn't have very good signal on my phone on the way home, and I stupidly forgot to download anything to watch. However, I did start to go back through lots of the old bits of video content that we have shot in previous years for Vlogmas, and I don't know if you can hear, but I'm listening to Christmas songs because of what I was watching on my phone. I suddenly feel very festive. And yeah, was it yesterday when I did my Toca afternoon tea, the day before? We were all talking about our Vlogmas strategy and like hyping each other up for doing Vlogmas, and I'm just starting to get really excited. Like this year it's gonna be bigger and better than ever. I know I asked you in a previous video, but as I'm filming this, that video hasn't gone live. So again, please let me know your favorite things about Vlogmas, anything you'd really love to see. We've got some great bits planned, and I think I'm going to go back over my previous Vlogmas videos and see which ones got the best engagement so that I can try and, you know, do things on similar lines. And we are very close to finishing the prep for this year's Vlogmas intro. You have to really like think about a lot of things in advance because obviously we have to do a little bit of decoration before then. It's our Vlogmas intro. It's funny because the first year that we did the Vlogmas intro, no one had ever done, not that I'd seen anyway, definitely not any UK YouTubers. So I don't think anyone, because I don't think other countries really do it like we do it, but no one had ever done like a high production Vlogmas intro before. Zoella had done like the cartoon intro, some people would do like snowflakes falling over the screen, but no one had ever done a high production Vlogmas intro clip before. And 2020, I had actually planned and paid for a local artist to do a like cartoon intro, and I was thinking it's the first Christmas in our new house, I really want to make Vlogmas a big thing, and I had been vlogging every day throughout 2020 from the day that Boris Johnson did his COVID announcement until Christmas Day 2020. I did a video every single day. Let me know if you've been watching the channel since then. So I thought I'm gonna make the Vlogmas videos extra special, I'm gonna do a cartoon intro. And it was that year as well that Charnwood, who make the stoves, they messaged us in early December and they were like, we know you've got a few of our stoves in your house. Is there any chance that you would allow us to come and like film some Christmas content? This was sorry, early November. And we were like, yeah, of course. Come on over, come and shoot whatever you want. And they even put some artificial stoves in other fireplaces, because we've got 15 fireplaces in the house, so they put like fake stoves in other fireplaces, and they brought a videographer with them, Ruben, and they shot a gorgeous video. And they sent us the video that they'd shot at our house, like a long version of it, on the 1st of December 2020, and I watched the video and it was so beautiful. It was quite stove heavy, but it was so beautiful that I was like, oh my gosh, I would love to use this as my Vlogmas intro instead of the cartoon one which I'd commissioned. I ended up using the cartoon one as my outro that year. You may go for it, go for it. Sorry, just letting someone through. Yeah, so I did cut out a few of the stoves because it was very stove heavy and added a gorgeous soundtrack, but that was the first time I had ever seen anyone do a high production Vlogmas intro, like proper videography, beautiful color grading, etc, etc. And now I feel like it's the thing to do. Like, if you take Vlogmas seriously, you've got a high production Vlogmas intro. So the moral of the story is, yeah, that happened. So we got the email from Sed, who is the founder of Charnwood, on December the 1st 2020, and he was like, here's the video that we want to use. And I said to Charlie, I was like, please email him back and just ask him if there's any way he'd allow us to use a few clips from that video. Go back and watch the Vlogmas 2020 intro. You'll be like, I mean, it's funny because we weren't planning on using that content for us, so I don't even think we feature that much in it. I think it's like fireplaces and mince pies and a few clips of us, but I'm so, like, it just happened. It wasn't strategized, it just happened. And now it's the tradition. So every year now we continue to allow the Charnwood team to come and shoot their Christmas ad at our house, and in return for us allowing them to come and use our house as a shoot location, because it's quite a big shoot, like there's lights everywhere, there's a team, we ask them in return if they will allow their amazing videographer to shoot our Vlogmas intro. So yeah, that's how we do it. A little behind the scenes of Vlogmas. This whole time I've been chatting to you, I've been queuing to get out of Banbury Station, but it's nearly my turn. So I'm gonna crank up the Christmas tunes, and actually, my darlings, I'm going to end the vlog here because I've been chatting for 7 minutes even just now. So this is probably quite a long one, and my camera's given up anyway by the looks of it. So my darlings, we're still blurry, but thank you so much for watching. You can hear me, you don't need to see me. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know on a scale of 1 to 7,000 how excited you are for Vlogmas down below. In case you couldn't tell, I am redonkulously excited. My camera, however, is not, clearly, because it doesn't even want to focus on my face anymore. It's like, we've had enough of you. But darlings, thank you for watching, and I'll see you very soon in the next one. Do not forget to check out Copilot. I will leave the 14-day free trial link down below. It really is, oh, we're back. It really is just an absolute game changer. I could not adore it any more. And if you want to, do you know what, you could gift it to someone. I feel like that would be such an amazing gift idea. Or treat yourself. Get started during the rest of November and December. Get into some amazing habits ready for January. I don't know why people start new fitness habits in January. It's the most depressing month of the year. Yeah, Copilot, absolutely love it. If you can get Jill, she's the most divine angel in the whole world. And I've got abs for the first time ever. That's all I'm saying. And you guys know how much mac and cheese I eat, so it is a festive miracle. Anyway, enough rambling, darlings. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Good night.